Let's begin with an uncomfortable question. What is the real cost of your ambition? You optimize everything: customer acquisition costs, lifetime value, your runway, your team's output. Every spreadsheet, every KPI is a testament to your focus on growth. But I want you to consider a different ledger today, one that never appears in your pitch deck, never gets discussed in Silicon Valley boardrooms or Sydney investor meetings. This is the human balance sheet. And on it, there is a single line item being quietly depleted, often without your conscious awareness. That line item is your capacity for intimate human connection, the very foundation of what makes a home a home. This is not another lecture on work-life balance. We are far beyond that. This is an autopsy of the founder's psychology in the high-pressure ecosystems of the United States and Australia, where hustle culture isn't just celebrated, it is financed. We will examine the 3 non-financial currencies you are spending, and we will uncover the architecture of the silent collapse. And most importantly, we will build a concrete framework for strategic reclamation. To understand the sacrifice, you must first understand the engineered mindset. The American startup mythos is built on the garage to IPO hero, a narrative of radical sacrifice for world-changing reward. The Australian version, in hubs like Sydney's Silicon Beach or Melbourne's Innovation District, combines this with a battler mentality, the underdog taking on global giants. This narrative is powerful. It is also dangerous when internalized without nuance. It creates what psychologists call a total identity fusion. You do not merely work on your startup, you are your startup. Your company's valuation becomes a proxy for your personal worth. Its growth metrics become your report card. Its crises become your existential threats. This fusion is actively encouraged by the system around you. Venture capital, while providing essential fuel, often invests in a type of founder, the relentlessly focused operator, the all-in, borderline obsessive builder. The message is clear. Anything less than complete immersion is a competitive disadvantage. Your personal life becomes a burnable fuel for the startup furnace. Family time becomes a luxury, a reward for hitting milestones, rather than a non-negotiable pillar of a sustainable human existence. This sets the stage for the first major sacrifice: the reframing of relationships from connections to be nurtured into functions to be managed. Your partner becomes your support system. Your children become dependents. Your home transforms from a place of rest and belonging into a logistics center, a place where meals are eaten, sleep is had, and laundry is processed. The language of efficiency, so valuable in business, begins to colonize the language of your heart. Let us name the specific resources being spent. These are not hours in a day, they are deeper, more fundamental capacities. The first currency is cognitive fidelity, the myth of multitasking. Neuroscience is clear. The human brain does not multitask, it task switches, and each switch carries a cost called attentional residue. When you are physically at the dinner table, but mentally running through your OKRs for the next quarter, you are not fully present. You are giving your family the cognitive leftovers. For the founder, this residue is not occasional, it is chronic. Your brain is conditioned for hypervigilance, a ping from Slack, an email notification, an unresolved product bug. These create a low-grade, persistent anxiety that follows you everywhere. You might be reading a bedtime story, but a part of your prefrontal cortex is still modeling churn rates. This is not a choice. It is not a moral failing. It is a neurological adaptation to an environment of constant, high-stakes demands. The sacrifice here is the loss of undivided attention, the very ingredient that makes others feel seen, heard, and valued. The second currency is emotional bandwidth, the empty well. Your day is a series of emotional labor transactions. You motivate a struggling employee, you manage investor expectations, you project confidence during a crisis, you negotiate a tough contract. Each of these acts draws from a finite reservoir of emotional and psychic energy. By the time you cross the threshold of your home, that reservoir is often dry. What your family needs most, patience, curiosity, vulnerability, playful engagement, are the very currencies you have exhausted. So you default to the lowest energy mode, managerial. You ask logistical questions, you make plans, you solve surface-level problems. The deep, meandering, emotionally rich conversations that build relational resilience feel like a marathon you do not have the legs for. So you avoid them. The sacrifice is emotional availability, and its absence builds quiet walls of loneliness within your own home. The third currency is foundational identity, the self beyond the cap table. This is the most profound and subtle sacrifice. In the ecosystems of Silicon Valley or Sydney's tech scene, what you do rapidly consumes who you are. Your LinkedIn headline becomes your primary identity. When someone asks, "What do?" you do not say, "I'm a parent, a partner, a curious person." You lead with, "I'm the founder and CEO of X."
When your sense of purpose, worth, and community is tied to your company's trajectory, everything else shrinks in significance. The slow, beautiful, unseen work of nurturing a child's confidence or tending to a marriage feels small. It does not have a dashboard. It does not grow at 10% month over month. It cannot be presented on a slide. You risk developing what I call metric myopia, an inability to value what cannot be measured. The sacrifice here is your multidimensional self. You become a specialist in business and an amateur at your own life. This depletion of cognitive fidelity, emotional bandwidth, and identity does not lead to a dramatic single-point failure. It engineers a slow, systemic collapse. First, you see the transactionalization of intimacy. Your marriage becomes a partnership for logistical efficiency. Date nights are scheduled like board meetings, with unspoken agendas to reconnect. Physical and emotional intimacy can feel like another item on the to-do list. Conflict is not worked through. It is often suppressed because we don't have the energy for a fight right now. The relationship survives on routine, not on vitality. Second, you witness the instrumentalization of family. Your children's achievements, grades, sports, awards, can subtly become another source of founder pride, another validation of your leadership in the domestic domain. Their struggles become problems to be solved, addressed with the same strategic mindset you apply to a failing marketing campaign. You risk relating to them as smaller, less competent team members rather than as whole human beings on their own mysterious journeys. You provide solutions when what they often need is simply a witness to their experience. Third, and most devastating, is the crisis of meaning upon exit. This is the founder's paradox in its final form. You have spent years, maybe a decade, in the pressurized chase. The exit event arrives, the acquisition, the IPO, the successful sale. There is celebration, a financial payoff, external validation. And then the noise stops. The constant adrenaline drip of crisis and building ceases. The identity that was so tightly fused to the company is suddenly stripped away. You're left with what you built outside the company, your home, your relationships, your inner life. And if you have been outsourcing the building of those for years, you find yourself a stranger in your own life, living in a beautifully furnished house that feels profoundly empty. This is the hollow victory. You won the game and lost yourself in the process. Guilt is not a strategy. Wishing things were different is not a plan. You are a builder, so let us build. The following is an operational framework for redesigning your human architecture with the same intention you apply to your business. The first step is to institute rituals of context switching. Your brain needs a clear signal that work has stopped and home has begun. Closing your laptop is not enough. You need a ritual buffer. The commute redesign. If you drive, the last 10 minutes before home, silence. No podcasts, no calls. Let your mind decompress. The threshold ritual. When you enter your home, perform a specific, tangible act. Change your clothes completely. Take a 5-minute shower. Walk around the backyard. This physically marks the transition. The device lockbox. Consider a literal box by the door. For 90 minutes after you arrive, the phone goes in. It is not lost. It is in its designated dock. This removes the temptation of the quick check. The second step is to schedule deep presence, not family time. Family time is vague. It is easily corrupted by logistics. Schedule deep presence sessions, 2 90-minute blocks per week, non-negotiable. During this time, you have one job: to be fully immersed in the present moment with your partner or child. No teaching, no solving, no managing. This could be building a complicated Lego set, going for a walk with no destination, or simply sitting and asking open-ended questions. What was something that surprised you today? Listen, just listen. The third step is to conduct a quarterly life audit. You have board meetings for your company. Institute a personal equivalent. The solo audit. Once a quarter, take 1 hour. Review. Am my core relationships stronger or weaker than 90 days ago? What evidence do I have? What is one small, consistent action I can take to nourish them? The partner audit. With your significant other, have a structured, calm, state of the union conversation. Use a framework. What is working well in our relationship right now? What is one challenge we're facing? What is one thing I can do in the next month to better support you? This is strategy, not drama. The fourth step is to rebuild your pre-founder identity. Who were you before the pitch decks? What brought you joy, curiosity, or peace that had nothing to do with achievement? Reclaim one of those activities: woodworking, surfing, playing an instrument, reading fiction. Do it alone, for no other reason than it connects you to a version of yourself that exists independently of business outcomes. This is not a hobby, it is identity preservation. The fifth step is to reframe your inner circle. Audit your influences. Unfollow social media accounts that glorify toxic hustle and sacrifice. Seek out the stories of founders who have navigated this successfully. Read biographies that focus on whole lives, not just professional conquests. Consider finding a coach or therapist who understands founder psychology, not to fix you, but to help you maintain your human firmware. In the end, we return to first principles. Why are you building? Your company creates products, services, jobs, and wealth. It is a testament to your vision and execution. Its success is measured in markets. Your home creates something else entirely. It creates character, resilience, love, and a sense of belonging.
Its success is measured in silent glances of understanding, in the unconditional safety a child feels, in the deep-seated knowledge that you are loved not for what you have achieved, but for who you are at your core. One is a venture, the other is a legacy. The market's valuation of your company is a story it tells about a moment in time. The love within your walls is the story your soul accumulates over a lifetime. The most profound leadership challenge you will ever face is not leading your company to an exit. It is leading yourself back home, fully, authentically, and present, night after night. That is the foundation upon which all other lasting success is built. Build your business with courage, but curate your life with wisdom, because when the final tally is taken, the only metric that will have truly compounded is the humanity you nurtured